Hello, honorable members of the clan. So, guys, I just have something that I want to, cough up out of my chest because it's been bothering me for a little while now. I know that Advocate Shololo at one point during the trial, within the trial, in the sense of Meyewa deleting trial, she tried basically to question Gininda about his involvement in the Rondovan Kretcher case, and then Rata stopped her immediately, and then he basically rendered what Miss Mshololo was going to ask as gossip. And I'm like, but it's a fact. It's there. It's a judgment that was passed in the Palm Ridge Magistrates Court that was sitting in, I think, on behalf of the High Court. And this is what they found. And so I was like, no, let me just re-look at this particular judgment that was ruled against Mr. Gininda, who, by the way, it said he did, or at least he failed to convince the court that the confessions were not coerced. And that means he is discredited. And so we are listening to somebody, in my opinion, who's been discredited by a court when it comes to putting together confessions. And when he was testifying in the Rondovan Kretschau trial, within a trial, he was an independent investigator. Anyways, let's go to the article just so to refreshen ourselves. Exactly who is this guy on the stand? Can we trust anything that is coming out of his mouth after this particular judgment? It's a high court judgment, guys. It's a high court judgment. And so I found an article in the Mail and Guardian of the 7th of May 2015. It was written by Sally Evans, and the headline is Court Dams Kretcher Investigations. Okay. So the article continues to say the integrity of the investigating officer in the kidnapping and attempted deleting case against church fugitive Rondovan Kretcher was torn to shreds by the Johannesburg High Court Judge Colin Lamont in a judgment he handed down late last week. The ruling by Lamont, who is presiding officer over the main trial, relates to a year-long trial within a trial over the admissibility of a statement in which a certain business person, Desai Lupondo, implicated Kretcher, one of his co-accused. In his ruling, Lamont harshly criticized Captain Freddie Ramuhala's conduct both in court and during his investigation. The judge said Ramuhala, at various points in time, gave evidence before this court which was patently false. It is a particularly saddening feature that a senior police officer of his caliber, who is involved with involved with and attached to a senior unit in the police, can conduct himself in this manner in a court of law and also towards persons whom he arrests, Lamont said. The judge ruled that the statement Lupondo made to police 2 days after his and Kretcher's arrest in November 2013 was inadmissible. At the start of the main trial earlier last year, Lupondo, whose honesty Lamont also questioned, claimed that he had been assaulted and repeatedly threatened by police to sign the statement. State failed to give sufficient answers. The premise on which Lamont ultimately made his findings was that the onus to prove that Lupondo's statement was made freely and fairly rested with the state, which had argued that it rested with the defense. The state, Lamont said, failed to discharge this honors. There are features of the case which indicate that there was opportunity for assault and or influence to have taken place. These features remain unexplained in the state case. But he added he did not accept Lupondo's evidence and found that he was a manipulative person who is prepared, if need be, to tell lies. The other co-accused are Hawks Warrant Officer Samuel Saddam Morapeng, Jeff Ntorawane, and and Jan Mufukeng, sorry, as well as an alleged serial offender Siboniso Mia. All six have pleaded not guilty. They are accused of kidnapping and torturing Becky Lukele for information on the whereabouts of his brother, Doctor, who allegedly in mid 2013 stole 25 kilograms of thick that belonged to Krachar. Ramuhale and experienced detectives was handed the case in late 2013. A fatal bomb blast at Crutcher's Bedford View Gold Coin Exchange Money Point led to the creation of a police task team to investigate crimes linked to Crutcher. He is also facing charges in other cases, including deleting. 10 unmoved despite objective facts. During the trial within the trial, Crutchers testified that when he was arrested, Ramohale was accompanied by members of the police crime intelligence division, a claim that Ramohale repeatedly denied. But the judge asked how he could maintain that in the face of objective evidence, including geographical information from vehicle tracking devices and phone calls from cell phone data. Lamont said it is unusual for a witness who, when faced with objective evidence, does not recant or reconsider his evidence. There can be no mistake made by the investigating officer when it comes to the denials which he made in respect of the objectively proven facts, namely that there were vehicles present which he said were not there, and that there were additional people who he said were not there. Sounds very much like the census stuff. He added later that no reliance could be placed on the denials of Ramuhale and his colleagues who also testified in trial within a trial that there was an assault or influence. Crutcher was tortured, caught, fines. Lamont did find that Crutcher's claims of torture were true. A doctor provided a medical report on Crutcher the day after his arrest. Blood tests carried out, Lamont said, proved that Crutcher had been shocked and tasered repeatedly. The judge again rebuked Ramuhale, who had denied these claims. Lamont said Ramuhale conduct indicates that so far from responding to the obligations, Wood had went out to his way to create a situation where the accused could be placed in jeopardy, and insofar as Crutcher is concerned, the accused was placed in jeopardy and was injured. So as you guys already heard, one of Gininda's colleagues, basically the court finding him to have lied under oath about not torturing Lupondo. But let's hear Gininda's own testimony in this very trial within a trial. I deliberately started from the back coming to the front because I also want to show you the type of witness that we are having on the stand currently, who is also a lead investigator in the Senzo Meiwa deleting trial. Now, this is now News 24, dated the 4th of August 2014, which the headline says, Cop testifies in Crutcher's trial. And this is now a man who gave police a confession and admission in the case against himself. Czech fugitive Ranovan Krejcir and 4 others was not forced to make the statement. The South Gauteng High Court in Johannesburg, sitting in Palm Ridge, heard on Monday. Captain Bongani Nicholas Gininda, who took down the confession from Desai Lupondo in November last year, said he informed him of his rights. Sounds familiar? Ensured he wanted to make the confession and advised him of the consequences. Sounds familiar? He said he also established what language would be suitable for him to deliver the confession, and the pair conversed in Zulu and English. I informed him he has nothing to fear, Gininda told the court, adding that Lupondo willingly initialed and placed his thumbprint on each of the pages. He was testifying in a trial within a trial after the court was told last week that Lupondo had been influenced into making the statement. Lupondo's newly appointed lawyer, Annelien van der Heever, who also represents Kretcher, told the court last week that members of an elite police unit guarding the court had influenced Lupondo into making the confession. Some of the officers had been part of the team involved in his arrest. Kretcher, Lupondo, Warrant Officer Samuel Saddam Rupeng, and George Ndarwane, Jan Lifu Mufukeng, and Siboni Somia face charges of kidnapping, attempted deleting, and dealing in white powder. The accused have all pleaded not guilty to the charges against them. They allegedly recruited a man known as Dr. Nkosi to help smuggle 25 kilograms of thick, that is a methamphetamine, to Australia. He worked for a cargo company at OR Tambo International Airport and allegedly disappeared with the shipment. Kidnapping and torture claims. Kretcher and his co-accused allegedly then kidnapped and tortured his brother Beki Lukele in a bid to have him reveal his siblings' whereabouts. Nkosi has also testified in the trial where he confessed to stealing the white powder. Gininda, who had been brought in as an independent officer by the investigating officer to take the statement, said he asked Lupondo whether he had been assaulted. Sounds familiar? Magistrate Coroner as well as Mboto. This time around, what is his name? Gininda comes as an independent investigator who took this particular confession. Let's continue. Lupondo said he had not. Basically, this is Gininda testifying that he asked Lupondo if he was assaulted, and Lupondo responds by saying no, he had not. Then Gininda continues to testify and say there were no visible injuries, and he said he was not assaulted, said Gininda. He said he didn't need a lawyer to tell the truth. Oh, Moses Sibia also did not need a lawyer to tell the truth. He added, referring to notes he had written on the document containing the confession. It's like I'm having a deja vu, honestly. Well, I'm reading, so it's deja le that I'm having. He said Lupondo told him he was not influenced by anyone and did not have any expectations of giving this confession as no one had promised him anything. Did you just hear this past week? I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. Let's continue. It took Gininda over 4 hours to take down the 4-page confession. Gininda, who at the time was not part of the case, said he got involved in it several months later when he was appointed to probe a case of conspiracy to commit deleting. The case in which Lupondo and several others were implicated came about following allegations that there had been plans put in place to delete the investigating officer in the matter. I got a lot. So basically, you guys heard the judgment, but the judgment was damning on the lead investigator in the Kretcher, what do you call this, trial within a trial. But the person that took the confession being Bongani Gininda, which, by the way, if you listened closely, Moses Sibiya's confession and the confession of Lupondo parallel. They're like this. They are moving together. So what they call this, bad habits die hard, right? So is this what we are actually witnessing in this trial? I think that's exactly what we are witnessing. And then This entire confession was ruled to have been a lie by an unscrupulous, lead investigator who brought in Bongani Gininda. So meaning that Bongani Gininda himself, he is discredited as a witness in this trial because he lied. He lied in 2014. What makes us think he's not lying now? Anyways, guys, that is what has been sitting in my heart, and I hope that the defense will try one more time to squeeze this in and ask Gininda about his credibility based on this judgment. That's just what I'm hoping will happen. Other than that, guys, I don't know, do what you will with this information when you are listening to Brigadier Gininda, the lead investigator in the Senzo Mewa deleting trial. I don't know. But anyways, let's see each other a little bit later when the court resumes this morning. Thank you all so much, and I appreciate you so much for yesterday's live. Everybody, your contributions, highly appreciate them. The super thanks, highly appreciate them. Blessings to you all. Much love from me. And we'll see each other soon when the North Gauteng High Court resumes this morning. Goodbye.